Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, guys. Let me introduce myself. My name is Kusuma Nata Laksana. I'm from class 4A. Today, I'm going to tell to you all about introduction to public speaking. And don't forget, my name is 2001055102. Let's we go to the next page. Introduction. The oldest known handbook on effective speech was written on papyrus in Egypt some 4,500 years ago. Eloquence was highly prized in ancient India, Africa, and China, as well as among the Aztec, the other pre-European culture of North and South America. Okay, guys, let's we go to table of contents. In this opportunity, I'm going to tell to you all about 3 sections. The first is introduction to public speaking. The second is preparing the speech, and the third is genres of speech. In number 1, introduction to public speaking, only 5 points. The tradition of public speaking, analyzing the audience, engage your audience member, developing confidence, speech communication process. Number 2, about preparing the speech. They are about formulating purpose, thesis and main points, organizing introduction and conclusion, organizing the body of the speech, and last is using language. And the parts in the last is genres of speech. They are speaking to inform, speaking to persuade, speaking on special occasion. Let's we go to number 1 or section 1, introduction to public speaking. The tradition of public speaking. The oldest known handbook on effective speech was written on papyrus in Egypt some 4,500 years ago. Eloquence was highly prized in ancient India, Africa, and China, as well as among the Aztec and other pre-European cultures of North and South America. Analyzing the audience. Good speakers are audience-centered. They know that the aim of speech-making is to gain a desired response from listeners. When working on their speeches, keep 3 questions in mind. To whom am I speaking? What do I want them to know, believe, or do as a result of my speech? What is the most effective way of composing and presenting my speech to accomplish that aim? Next is engage your audience member. Only 2 points. The first point is we can hook them from the outset by starting with an interesting fact, a challenging question, or an intriguing statement. The second point is encourage your audience to participate by asking a question. And the next we go to developing confidence. For the first is prepare, practice, and review. Our audience will also more likely warm to you if you walk naturally. Rehearse plenty of times so that we can talk fluently. We can record our session so you can see your strengths and weakness. And the next is about think positively. Before we deliver our speech, get yourself in the right mindset. Banish any negative self-talk by using affirmation. Visualize yourself giving a successful speech. The next, use the power of visualization. Next is know that most nervousness is not visible. Many novice speakers are worried about appearing nervous to the audience. It's hard to speak with poise and assurance if you think you look tense and insurance. And next is about don't expect perfection. It may also help to know that there is no such thing as perfect speech. At some point in every presentation, every speaker says or does something that does not come across exactly as he or she had planned. The next is acquire speaking experience. The next, cope with nervous. A natural reaction to the fear of public speaking is the flight, fight, or freeze. Focus on what your audience is going to gain from your talk. Take slow, deep breaths before you begin. Be aware that nervous might make you talk too quickly. The next is pay attention to your body language. We can more relaxed and confident by not charging on in a panic. We will look particularly confident if you are standing up straight, looking people in the eye and smiling. Be sure to take opportunities to deliver presentations rather than avoiding them. We go to about speech communication process. Only 7 speech communication process. They are speaker, channel, feedback, message, listener, interference, and situation. Speaker. Speech communication begins with speaker. If you pick up the telephone and call a friend, you're acting as a speaker. Second is message. The message is whatever a speaker communicates to someone else. The next channel. The channel is the means by which a message is communicated. Listener. The listener is the person who receives the communicated message. Feedback. When the president addresses the nation on television, he is engaged in one-way communication. You can talk back to the television set, but the president would not hear you. Most situations, however, involve two-way communication. Your listeners don't simply absorb your message like human sponges. Next, interference. Interference is anything that impedes the communication of a message. The last is about situation. The situation is the time and place in which speech communication occurs. Okay, we go to part 2. It's about preparing the speech. The first is formulating purpose, thesis and main points, organizing introduction and conclusion, organizing the body of the speech, and the last using language. And the last is about genres of speech. Only 3. For the first is speaking to inform, speaking to persuade, speaking on special occasion. Educational opportunities. Speaking to inform. Speaking to inform occurs in a wide range of everyday situations, yet it is a difficult task that requires more skill than you might think. Improving your ability to convey knowledge effectively will be most valuable to you throughout your life. And the next is speaking to persuade. Persuasion is the process of creating, reinforcing, or changing people's beliefs or action. When you speak to persuade, you act as an advocate. Your job is to sell a program, to defend an idea, to refute an opponent, or to inspire people to action. The ability to speak persuasively will benefit you in every part of your life, from personal relations to community activities to career aspiration. And the last is about speaking on special occasions. Special occasions include weddings, funerals, dedications, award ceremonies, retirements, dinners, and the like. Nearly always they are occasion for speech making. In this chapter, we have considered speeches of introduction, speeches of presentations, speeches of acceptance, commemorative speeches, and after dinner speeches. Okay, maybe until here my speech. Thanks for attention. See you next time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.